All right, everybody, welcome into the Manatee County EOC, the Emergency Operations Center. It's the 28th of August, 2023. We have some important information to share with you. We're going to begin with Commissioner Kevin Van Ostenbridge, the Chair of the County Commission. Follow that up with Director of Public Safety Jody Fisk and Deputy Director of Public Safety Steve Litschauer. They'll be speaking about some of the important evacuation issues that are coming up here for Manatee County over the next day or so.
Thank you, Bill. We're also joined by Mayor Gene Brown, our Superintendent of Schools, Commissioner Satcher, Commissioner Ron, Commissioner Ballard, Deputy County Administrator Courtney DePaul, our Interim County Administrator Charlie Bishop, Commissioner Turner. Am I forgetting anyone? I think I got everyone. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. Manatee County Tropical Storm Idalia, soon to be Hurricane Idalia, approaches. Manatee County is under a hurricane warning as well as a storm surge warning. Hurricane conditions are expected late Tuesday and into Wednesday morning. A storm surge of 5 to 11 feet is possible along Manatee County's coast. Important thing to differentiate is that this is not the same as Hurricane Ian. Idalia is not Ian, and that wind is not going to be our primary concern. Our primary concern at this point is the storm surge. This will be called what we call a storm surge event, and coastal residents need to heed our warnings. There will be a king tide on Wednesday around noon, and that will be probably the most significant storm surge event part of the storm. Manatee County did close down operations today. That includes parks. It also means that there are currently no lifeguards tending to Manatee County beaches. We're operating what we call a state of emergency. Activation of our Emergency Operations Center is at a level 1, which is a full activation. So now is the time for you to hurry to finish your storm preparations. Now is the time for you to button up and button down the hatches of your mobile home, regardless of where in this county your mobile home is located. All mobile homes in Manatee County are in an evacuation level A. Now is also the time to consider if you need to evacuate from higher ground if you're in a level B. And now is also the time to make sure that you are prepared with food, water, batteries, all essential items that you think you may need to sustain yourself for 3 days after the storm. Manatee County Public Schools will be closed Tuesday and Wednesday, so tomorrow and Wednesday. Manatee County has open shelters. It is 2 p.m. and as of right now, shelters in Manatee County are open. Mills Elementary School, located on 69th Street East and Palmetto, is open. Miller Elementary at 43rd Street and Manatee Avenue in West Bradenton is also open at this time. Freedom Elementary at 9515 State Road 64, just east of the interstate, is also open. There's also a special needs shelter open, and those with special needs should have already registered to be taken to that shelter or to be accepted into that shelter. And if they have not, then you need to contact our 311 system immediately to ensure that you are registered right away for our special needs shelter. Sandbag locations. We have sandbag locations at the end of State Road 64, Manatee Avenue at the public beach. Coquina Beach also has sandbags. Bayfront Park in the city of Anna Maria. The Rabonia Community Center has sandbags. The 66th Street West Fleet Building has sandbags as well, which is 66 and Cortez. Pride Park has sandbags. The Palmetto Youth Center has been added to this list. The Myakka Community Center and Buffalo Creek. All of these are self-serve sandbag locations. Lastly, trash collection for Manatee County. Bear with me. There will be no yard waste or recycling picked up this week. That said, if your normal trash day is Tuesday, you will be bumped to Thursday. If your normal Thursday pickup, then you will be on Friday, and Friday will be on Saturday. Manatee County is closing the Lena Road landfill Tuesday and Wednesday. So the landfill will be closed both of those days, after which it will open back up. I would just follow up at the end and tell people that the storm surge is really our grave concern here. If you are in a low area at all that's prone to flooding, please take the storm surge into consideration It's not falling water that we're as concerned about. It's rising water. That's our main concern. Our Lake Manatee is actually in pretty darn good shape. We've not had to open up the lake or lower the lake today. Piney Point is also in very good shape, 85 million gallon in space at Piney Point, so that's not a major concern either. The major concern is people who live in low-lying areas and people who live in mobile homes, and we're asking those folks to evacuate. We've all lived here long enough to know that these storms that come north through the Gulf of Mexico, multiple times we've seen them wobble or take unexpected right-hand turns into the west coast of Florida. And this one is expected to make landfall north of us, so should an unexpected right-hand turn take place, we would have a much different experience than if it were to carry on with the expected track. So your government is preparing for a direct hit, and from a government level, we are prepared should we take a direct hit. And with that, I'll turn things over to Jody Fisk, who is our Director of Public Safety.
I think the only thing that I'd like to add to that is to please pay attention to the track. Make sure you're registered for all of the alerts. Just because you get one forecast does not mean that it will stay the same. As the chair mentioned, we've seen the storms take a turn. Please make sure to register for the alerts. Pay attention to the evacuation zones. If you don't know your zone, please go to Know Your Zone, put in your address, and it will tell you where you're at. So that's the most important message that I can pass along to everyone today. Anybody else?
Steve, you have any comments?
Good afternoon. I would just like to reinforce about the evacuation going on today, because we're concerned that in the dark after hours tonight, as the weather comes in, we do not want people traveling in the dark, in the rain, so that's why we enacted it early. We're concerned about the surge coming in tomorrow, so we'd rather have you off the road before dark, late fall tonight. Please heed our warnings. We're also expecting some winds over the next couple of days as high as 50 and gusts of 75. So when the winds are that high, limited first responder response will be there too. For more information, mymanatee.org/weather. You can find out sandbag locations, shelter openings, and know your zone. Thank you.
Steve, real quick, while you're still there, can we ask you a question about the evacuations for mobile home, RVs, and manufactured homes?
Yes, so mobile homes, RVs, manufactured home, no matter what level you live in, no matter where they are at, they are automatically in level A. So now is the time to evacuate that between the water, but when the winds get even 30 miles an hour or more, as we saw Ian last year, we had 2 different times, 3 different mobile home parks had major damage by winds that were nowhere near that. So please, mobile homes, RVs, boats, evacuate now, no matter where you're located.
Yes.
Tiffany?
Are you closing access to the islands?
Not at this time. Any other questions? Thank you.
All right. Jesse Mendoza.
Just to put it in simple terms for residents, who wake up tomorrow morning, what should people do tomorrow morning when they wake up and check the weather?
Well, stay tuned to all of the local media avenues, each one of your outlets, and again on our webpage, mymanatee.org weather. And what we're concerned on, we have Manatee Search and Rescue, our fire departments, our beach rescues all ready to go, but that's why we're asking people, if they are in a low-lying area, those that lived in Manatee County even a year, know there are certain areas that are going to flood, and we're expecting anywhere from 4 to 10 inches of rain. So that's why we're wanting to be attentive to the rainfall, that it's not too late to get out wherever they are.
Evacuations, once again, not hundreds of miles, but tens of miles.
Correct. Find a neighbor, find someone in North or East County is the best. Thank you.
All right, we good? Any other questions? All right, thank you so much, everyone.